PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive episode 182. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, by Matt and Ron. How y'all doing on this lovely Chunday evening? See, we don't have to worry about Chunday and Chonday because Fuli is not here this week, so it's just Chunday evening.
No, it's still Sunday.
Look, I tried, folks. I know people keep asking for Chunday to come back, and it's just like,
I don't ever see anybody asking about this.
I was gonna say, where
are these people?
Where are they asking?
I see in the Discord all the time. People keep asking me about it.
Is there a Chunday channel that
I
hope
hope there was. I feel
I'm thinking it must be like a side. Maybe it's a secret thing from PlayStation Drive channel because I don't ever see this.
Yeah,
we've been banned, Ron. We've been banned from the Chunday channel.
Clearly, you guys blocked them a long time ago, and you just forgot about it. You know, you just blocked the word. You're just like you just went in the words to ban in Discord, and you just typed Chunday in there, and it never appears for you guys anymore. You know?
I didn't know such a thing existed. I might have to try this out. Xenobabes. Xenobabes is next.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's not on the list. No. Can't ban that one. It'll say no. Error.
I mean, after last week, I feel like we probably can, Matt.
I think so. So.
No.
Hashtag Ryan was right.
Yeah.
Oh
Speaking
my gosh.
of being right, Matt, how excited are you for the polar vortex this week? Because I, for one, am very excited for the polar vortex this week.
I like the winter, but for us here in Toronto, what's it going to be, Ryan? Like -30?
Yeah,
with
something
the
like
wind
that.
chill?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that hurts. Like my skin's cracking up. It's dry.
-30.
Like,
Let me calculate this here.
Bleeding. Like that's too much. That's too cold. Not a fan. So I am not excited for -30 with the wind chill. That's too cold.
Yeah.
Can't.
I went and got kind of the last of my supplies tonight because I knew like going out was going to be awful Monday.
-22 degrees Fahrenheit. Good Lord mercy.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
No, thank you.
So I went and got my groceries today, but it was like so nice today. It was like -5 out. There was just light snow. There was some snow on the ground. I was like, yes, this is exactly where I want the weather to be. But the next couple days are gonna be crazy. So stay safe, everyone. Everyone who is affected by the cold weather. I know,
stay warm.
Manitoba got hit by crazy weather this week. Like they were. It was.
Oh really?
There. Yeah. It was.
How
ridiculous. Bad? It was like -40 there. And
oh my god!
It was just like constant blizzards on top of that. So it was.
Oh my god! You just have to bunker down. Then you can't get out of there. It's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of sad because I'm like, man, all this is gonna happen on the 2 days I actually have to go to the office this week on Tuesday and Wednesday. So,
oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
darn.
It'll be fine. We'll make it through it. But anyways, this is the PlayStation Drive where we talk about PlayStation all the time and not the weather. And I have to be reminded of this because someone keeps rapping on my chamber door. They're like, housekeeping. Because, of course, we got a new patron over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. JO5H_U4 or Josh_U4 I think is how you're supposed to say it. I don't know, though. I just read the words as if they're read on the page there. JO5H_U4. Thank you so much for becoming an exclusive member over on the Patreon.
Indeed. Thank you.
Of course. Over on Patreon, we've got a ton of exclusive content, like Garrett's Pants Podcast episode. It's out now. It came out this morning, so make sure to check that out. And then tomorrow, I believe Mitch's question post will be going up. So make sure to go check that out as well. In fact, you can also go over and sign up for a 7-day free trial on the Patreon, just like Habs fan did, who apparently is a member of the Montreal Canadiens, because their name is just Habs fan. So shout out to Habs fan for going out and doing that. Of course, hopefully you'll stick with us because we've got some cool content over there on the old Patreon. Also, this might be the last time I get to talk about this. Get to plug this a little bit, but over on our website, carpoolgaming.com, our Santa Bobby merch still for sale. You can still go get it, but it will be hitting back into the Carpool Gaming vault fairly soon because it's not Christmas anymore. So you're going to want to make sure and go grab your Santa Bobby merch while you still can over on carpoolgaming.com if you are so interested in doing so. Also, we've got Carpool Gaming Fantasy Critic going on right now, of course. You can head on over to fantasycritic.games and check out the Carpool Gaming League. We'll have the link in the show notes, of course. Make sure to head on over there and follow our leagues as we do battle throughout the season. We had a couple movers and shakers this week, Matt, with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD coming out this week. So some people already have points going on.
We do. And, people who nabbed the unreleased Mario Kart, they're laughing.
Yeah.
They're laughing hysterically now.
They sure are.
They sure are. And I don't know. I gotta double check the leagues. Because I think some people might have even counterpicked. Just assuming it might not drop. But that one's gonna hurt. That one's gonna hurt. Even if
eat that,
yeah. Even if it's like recycled material, people are excited because it's brand new Mario Kart coming to
it's
brand new
Mario Kart
platform.
Nintendo. It's gonna do fine.
It's going to score very, very well. So I didn't make any bids. I don't know if you did, Ryan. I'm holding off. I'm waiting for more Nintendo games. I just got to confirm some things before I make some bids. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait.
Luckily, in League C that I'm in, no one counterpicked Mario Kart, so everyone's kind of safe there. I made a couple pickups, though, Matt. I picked up Borderlands 4 because it went undrafted. So I was just like, well, I'm going to take a chance on Borderlands 4. I'm sure it'll actually be good. And then I grabbed the Rise of the Golden Idol DLC because I needed some DLC. And I'm like, well, this is, I think, probably the best one that's kind of around at this point. And then I took a chance, Matt. Gears of War E-Day. I took a chance on picking it up because I think, and Nate the Hate talked about this on his podcast, but I think there's a possibility that game actually comes out this year.
It's a good pickup.
It cost me. I bid $0 on it, so I mean, it wasn't.
That should be a solid 80.
That's a good move then.
That should be a solid
I have
80.
plenty of free. I have plenty of free roster space for it, so I figured I may as well just grab it now, just in case they launch it this year.
No, that's a good pickup. Yeah. That's a good pickup. And if if it's announced for 2026, you just drop it. Like you said, $0. That's actually a very good pickup.
Yeah. So I feel as though I made some good pickups this week, but again, I still got a few open slots. And yeah, like you, Matt, I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. We've got that Xbox Developer Direct that's happening this week. So I'm excited to see what this Japanese franchise that's going to be shown there is going to be. Because I think that'll influence some things on Fantasy Critic. So
it's going to be Xenoblade.
Very curious.
It's going to be Xenoblade.
No.
Nintendo ain't going to give that to Microsoft. You got to be out of your mind. Nintendo? Look how they don't give anybody their IP.
Phil took all the house money. Phil took all the house money and said, "Here, Nintendo, give us Xenoblade."
I know Sean on Xbox Drive said it's Kojima's game. I said on RPG Cave this week that it's the newest Tales game. Is my bet.
I would say probably so. Kojima's game is a espionage thing, ain't it?
No. Well, we don't really know what it is. It's like that cloud game that's supposed to like
I
send
forgot
you
about
messages
that
when
thing.
you aren't playing anymore.
Never mind. No.
I also think it's possible that it's Mega Man because we know that there's a new Mega Man game coming from the Secret Level show They haven't actually given it that full announcement, but they kind of announced it as part of secret level. Hey, just so you know, a new Mega Man game's coming. So I think that's also a possibility. Maybe even something like Castlevania. It could be a couple other things, but I'm excited for that. But this is not an Xbox show. This is a PlayStation show. So make sure to check out Fantasy Critic, like I said. Head on over there and follow us. And try and get us. We're trying to get to the goal of being one of the most popular leagues on Fantasy Critic. So make sure to go over there and check it.
Yes, give it a follow.
Yeah. Riley King says it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Aaron Greenberg already went on Twitter and said it's not.
Yes, something new.
A game. It's something new. It's not something that already
Yeah.
exists. So.
No, that one's coming to Switch 2. That one's coming to Switch 2 this year.
I mean, that might also
it.
just show up on the show, though.
It can finally run it.
Yeah.
And finally-
But at the same time, Square could also just show up.
5 years later.
Yarden just chimes in and says this show is in fact an Xbox. We've turned it into an Xbox, y'all. Because we talked about Xbox for 3 minutes on this show already.
Everything's an Xbox.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Anyways, let's grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It's time for the playlist. Time to talk about the games we played this week, starting, as always, with Ron. What'd you play, man?
Play some more Helldivers 2. Having a fantastic time. The higher the difficulty goes, the crazier they get with the enemies they throw at you. I think we got up to Impossible today, and good God, that was it was fun, but it was also sweaty palms, a lot of dying. It was all great though. It was all great. So Helldivers continues to be just a fantastic experience. Baldur's Gate 3 made probably about 8-10 hours of progress from where I was at last time. Nothing major, but still digging through it, still having a great time with it. It is still S tier. If I had played this last year, Spider-Man 2 would have been in trouble because Baldur's Gate 3 is that game. Yeah, wow. Baldur's Gate 3 is that game. So all the hype was real for it.
Nice, man. Nice. You still in Act 1?
I guess I'm on that fence line between it because I ran into 2 more missions last night when I thought I was toward the end, and I was like, nope, not done yet, which is fine. Yeah. So I'm guessing I'm technically Act 1 still.
I remember you have to do like every mission in that first area in order to get enough experience to actually go to Act 2 and not have that give you that warning to be like, your level's not high enough for this area. Please.
Yeah, I want to say I think I'm at like a little bit before level 9 with my character, and I'm still in that second area after the very first one that you land in.
Okay.
Yeah, so making good progress though, but like I said, having a great time with it.
Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like I said, even though it wasn't for me, I'm glad that you're having a good time, man.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to be. Like I said, CRPGs are not my thing really, but this one has changed that for that particular game.
Yeah. Now you're gonna go back and play like Planescape Torment.
Oh, I don't know. I tried Pillars of Eternity and dumped about 40 hours into that, and I finally had to drop that. So Pillars ain't get it done, but this is done. Divinity, I never made it past like, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. Divinity 2 was around about that same mark, but this one has landed and stuck. So
okay, interesting. Well, Matt, how about you, man?
I'm gonna do a very small section of a game that it's called the games that we're not playing. I'm not playing Farewell North, but I know that people in the Carpool Gaming Discord, in the Backtrackers community, I know they're playing it. They're meeting up on January 25th. So anybody who's new, the Backtrackers is like a video game book club. We're a bunch of us, except for me this time, get together, play the same game, and then they talk about it. I'm mentioning this game because I'm lurking in the Backtrackers Discord, and I can see people talking about Farewell North. It's hitting them in the feels. I feel like I'm missing out on this one. I feel like I am, but so I won't be I won't be able to make it for the meet. I won't be able to play it, but it's on my eye. It's on my wish list because a lot of people are saying it's hitting them in the feels. Oh, question from the press pool. Yes, Rob. Do tell.
Why'd you take a pass on it? Did you just want to wait on it for a better price, or?
I knew I couldn't make it for the session, and I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. I was waiting for it to drop in price, and it never did. But like I said, I'm seeing people talk about it, and they're saying that it's hitting them in all the feels. Like I don't know if it's like quick cries, long cries, but that stuff I like. That is stuff that I want. So I feel like if the FOMO is hitting me a little bit, but it's too late now. Even if I picked it up now, like there's no way I could finish it by Saturday. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it. So if you have played Farewell North or are interested, you can join us in the Discord on January 25th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Now for games that I actually am playing, I'm still playing SteamWorld Heist 2 and still loving it. The combat is just very, very addictive. It's very stressful, but I'm all in it. Now, the only thing that I've realized that I don't like, and if I don't know if you guys have played or anybody who's listening, you've played it, correct me if I'm wrong. I wish there was a way to fast travel. And I don't know if that just comes later or if I'm just an idiot. If I am, you can hit me up in Twitter or Blue Sky or in the Discord, because it really aggravates me when, I'll do like a battle for like 15, 20 minutes, and then I have to travel on the boat back to like a resting spot, basically almost all the time before you can continue a battle. Because once you do a battle, let's say you've done a battle and you've used like three out of your four party members, you can only use one more after that because the three have already done a battle. So then I would have to find another island or another spot that can only do a battle with one person. But if they require two or three, I can't fight them yet. I'd have to go back and then rest and then go all the way back. I know it's a first world problem. It's not a big deal, but like it'd be nice to be able to fast travel. So I guess it feels like it's slowing down the momentum. Like my heart's racing, I'm sweating, and I do this great battle. I'm like, yes, I just want to keep going. And then it's like, no, you have to rest first. So I just wish there was a quick way to like fast travel to go rest and then just jump right back in, because I don't know. I'm being very, very stingy with the in-game currency. Like I haven't upgraded my boat to travel faster, so it goes really, really slow. And if I go faster, it would help. Anyways, if you can fast travel, please let me know, because it's just the only thing that's just bogging me down. Otherwise,
maybe that's one of the boat upgrades that you haven't that doesn't reveal itself until after you've upgraded your speed of your boat.
If that's the case, then I'm really irritated. All right, like I'm using my in-game currency to buy better gear,
Ryan,
to
why
buy
you do
better
that?
party members. That's true though. Like, do you seriously gonna gatekeep traveling faster? Like, come on. I should not be doing that.
That's exactly what they
it's
do.
been done in games before.
That's exactly what they did in Dragon's Dogma 2. That's why Garrett Bland didn't like that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you had to buy these like items, and they're like very expensive to fast travel, and
Yeah.
it doesn't even really work.
Get some
that well.
stones. Get some stones and Trevin. You handle your business.
I look. I need to upgrade my gear, my party members. I got other stuff to upgrade besides traveling faster. Like, I don't know. I hope that's not the case, and perhaps it just comes later, or I've just skipped over that part.
Maybe
of the
that's
game.
part
I
of the
don't
stress. You have to choose, Matt. Upgrade the boat or upgrade your team.
Yep.
know. I gotta pick the team. I'm gonna get wrecked if I don't upgrade the team. All right, I can go slow, but if I don't upgrade the team, I'm losing bots out there, Rob. Like, it's not worth
I understand.
it. Can't do
I
it.
understand. Got to keep the team upgraded. I got you.
Upgrading the boat. So thoroughly enjoying it, and really, really enjoying Stellar Blade, still playing it, and it finally did click around 2 nights ago. So I was always enjoying it, but not like I wasn't like super hyped to go back into it. It's like I'm enjoying the game, but it's not like, man, I can't wait to, get the kids to bed and finally hop back into Stellar Blade. But something happened 2 nights ago. So I'm going to share two things about Stellar Blade that I might regret, but
All right,
I've committed to it. Here we go. So two things I might regret it. Number one, I've committed for the platinum. I'm following a guide. I'm doing all the collectibles. I'm going for it. Now, it's funny because Ron and I talked about this a few weeks ago when I started it. And he's like, yo, dude, there's like multiple playthroughs.
No, there's only
Everybody
two,
who
you only
knows
have to
me-
do 2 playthroughs.
Just 2 playthroughs. But some people hate that stuff for a platinum trophy. Some people hate the multiple playthroughs. I love Nier Automata. I love Nier Replicant. I don't mind multiple playthroughs. That doesn't bother me. So that doesn't faze me. But there's a lot of collectibles that, like, Ryan's talked about it, like you can miss certain collectibles, and then if you get locked out, it's kind of annoying to go back and get them. So I have to be very, very careful.
Especially like in the second playthrough, you have to purposely not get collectibles. So like if you miss collectibles and need to get them in a second playthrough, you then have to finish that playthrough and then do another playthrough where you don't collect anything.
Multiple playthroughs. It's over.
A lot of playthroughs.
It's over,
yeah.
Matt.
So I just gotta be
That's
very
why
careful.
I didn't go for
Just
it,
gotta be
because I was
very,
like,
very
as soon as
careful.
I found that out, when I had missed some stuff, I was just like, forget it. I'm just gonna finish this game instead.
It's a weird thing to do it that way. To have like one playthrough, like you said, get all of them, and the other one's like get none of them, and then you get locked, like you said. Like if you mess up, it's not like you can use a second playthrough to go get it and come back. So, anyways, I'm gonna try. I might regret it later, but we'll see. The second thing about Stellar Blade that, in my opinion, has helped really, really clicked in is I started off the game in story mode because I'm like, I don't play games like this. Parrying like is very, very challenging for me. So for the first like 5 hours, I was on story mode, enjoying it, and then I maybe like Wednesday or Tuesday, I was playing in story mode, and I get hit a lot, and I get like Eve gets smacked in the face a lot, and I never die. And I was like, obviously it's because of story mode, but it's just like this feels wrong that I'm getting hit this many times and I'm not dead. Like this is getting foolish. So I was like, you know what? Just let me bump it to normal because there's option. You can go back. You can change it at any time.
Yeah.
I was like, let me put on normal.
And the difficulty,
And
by the way, has nothing to do with the platinum either. You can play it at any difficulty for the platinum.
You can do any difficulty. So I bumped it to normal, and I'm enjoying it much, much more now because the stakes are there. The stakes are there.
Proud of you.
Right?
So proud of you.
The stakes are there because I'm like, I'm about to die. Like, I have to parry or I'm gonna die. So it's really life or death. Whereas before, it's like, you can get tossed around a few times, not a big deal. I can be more cognizant of like my health items. So yeah. So last night it took me like half an hour to beat a boss, but more worth it. I enjoyed it much, much more in that process. Just hearts racing, adrenaline's pumping, screaming with victory when you finally actually get it done.
PlayStation Nation, you're hearing this. This is the steps toward Elden Ring. You're hearing it happen now.
It's not.
Yep, it is.
No,
it is.
Matt's return to Elden Ring.
Relax, Max. All right,
you're
getting ahead of yourself.
You hear them footsteps coming. Here we go. Elden Ring's next, baby.
No. I'm pretty confident Stellar Babes is not like Elden Ring. All right, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Okay. But no, I'm enjoying it much, much more. Just that it's so satisfying when you finally, actually land a perfect parry over and over again. It's phenomenal. Riley King in the chat says Stellar Blade is better than Elden Ring. I don't know. I haven't played both.
As someone who has played both, I kind of agree with Riley King.
Oh, do tell.
Well, it's just more Stellar Blade's just more my game, anyways. So, Elden Ring is just too slow for me. I like the fast-paced, difficult combat that Stellar Blade has to offer. It's just more, so much
combat-wise.
Yeah, combat-wise. But even the story, I think the story is better in Stellar Blade, and the music.
Elden Ring doesn't really have a story, so yeah, that's got to win by default.
and even like the visual design, like I think all accounts, the story, the visual design, the combat, the music, I think all that stuff's better in Stellar Blade than Elden Ring. That's just how I feel.
The music.
Interesting.
Oh no, man, the music.
The music in Elden Ring's really good, though, Rob. Yeah. I have to give it its props, but the Stellar Blade soundtrack is really good.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. It
is triple S tier. So many minutes just at the save room, just chilling, just listening to the music. It's
told you so, Matt.
Just takes me to another place. It's so good. Hashtag Anna's right. So good. So yeah, no. Had a good week of games with SteamWorld Heist 2 and Stellar Blade. No, it's been really good. But Brian, what have you been playing, my friend?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you for throwing it to me. So first of all, I'm going to talk about something that I didn't put on the document that happened this week. In fact, I'm going to press this here to show my alpha because I have a physical to talk about this week that I played this week. So I played Rock Band 4 this week with my brand new Riffmaster guitar from PDP. Look at how beautiful this guitar is. It's got some really, really cool buttons here. It's all black and shiny because this is the PlayStation version. Of course, it's all smeared with my fingertips already because it's a glossy guitar.
Yeah, that's how it goes down.
Yes, but I love Rock Band, and this Riffmaster guitar is pretty sweet. Like I love the feel of this. The buttons feel great. And it's a really good wireless controller. It kind of reminds me of like the feel of the Rock Band guitar with some of the ergonomics of the Guitar Hero guitar. So it's kind of like a nice like intermediary between the two. But Rock Band 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. Because not with the music selection that's in that game, but with all the DLC, it's incredible. I love music games, and it's honestly my favorite music game out there. And when I saw these guitars finally coming back in stock, Matt, combined with the fact that there's still no tax in Canada until next month, I was like, well, this is the time to get this. So it was 140 Canadian dollars with no tax. Like that was it, just flat. So
nice.
Whereas before, not only were they a little bit more expensive, because I think the prices were going to for about 160, and if you grab one on eBay, they're up at over $200 at this point. Combined with the fact that there was no tax, which would have been an extra like $50, I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So very, very happy with my purchase, and I think it's a great controller. So I'm excited to play more Rock Band with it. I wanted to show it off. So that's one of the things I'm doing this week. Of course, I played a lot of games this week too. In fact, I played at least like 30 hours of games this week. So next one,
Nice.
I talked about in the Discord. Ron, it's finally time to talk about Final Fantasy X.
Let's go. I've been
I
waiting
played
for it.
Final Fantasy X this week for the first time since the PlayStation 2 era, because I first picked up Final Fantasy X in 2004 when I picked up my PlayStation 2. And I was so excited to play it, and I got like 2/3 of the way through it the first time, and then I just put it down one day and never went back. So, because I just wasn't really, super into it. I wasn't really vibing with the game. And I basically put it down forever until this week. I decided that as part of my no buying games for this year, I also wanted to set some goals for myself as far as replaying some games or giving games a second chance is kind of like my big theme this year. I have a bunch of games on that list. Ron already knows that Trails Through Daybreak is one of those games that's coming up where I'm going to give it a second chance, give it another shot. Same with Ys 8. I'm giving that another shot too. Like I'm giving a lot of games another shot this year because I want to love some of these games that y'all love that I'm just not super into. And that's what I was hoping for with Final Fantasy X. But I didn't even make it as far as last time with this game, where I got when I looked it up on the walkthroughs, Ron, I think I made it about 60% of the way through the game because I got I finished the desert area where you get Lulu for the first time.
Yep.
And that was kind of where I put it down. So after the Thunder Plains, after a lot of those other like areas in the beginning. And I just personally wasn't really feeling the characters or anything like that, but I did appreciate the combat a lot more because I did really like how this was kind of like the last kind of normal kind of turn-based Final Fantasy game. And I liked the idea where the game forced you to switch your party members up constantly on the fly, depending on what enemies you're facing. And I liked the strategy that went along with it. I thought that was really refreshing and cool. So it gave me a deeper appreciation for the game, even though it wasn't for me. And even though, by the 15-hour mark, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just not really enjoying it. I'm glad I gave it a second try because I understand now why people like this game. I think the story and the characters are definitely for a certain subsect of people, and I am not that certain subsect of people. Because first of all, Ron, the dialogue is so cheesy in this game.
It is.
Like, really cheesy. And I like cheesy dialogue. I like cheesy dialogue, but it just was uninteresting cheesy dialogue.
Yeah, it could be cringe cheese too. Cringe cheese sometimes.
That's why I wasn't into it though. Because I like cheesy dialogue when it's like interesting to me. But it's just like this just did not hold my interest at all. So the combat was great, but everything else about the game I just wasn't really into. Although it really just made me think about something. Because like people were so upset when Final Fantasy 13 came out, and you're kind of just running down, a corridor, or you're running in a fairly straight line most of the time, or you have like small little areas you can explore, but for the most part, it's very linear. But this game is just as linear as that. You have a couple little side paths where you can go find treasure chests and stuff, but it's like, it very much is like, it reminded me of Final Fantasy 13 as far as like how linear it was. Like I've never, and maybe there's a point in the game where you can go explore like some of the older areas or something, but like I never got to that point. So like, and I was over 15 hours into the game, and I got even played even longer the first time and never got to that point either. So like, I just don't understand why people were so upset about 13 being so linear when this was even just as linear as that game, which is just funny to think about. But yeah, so that was my chance at Final Fantasy X. I'm glad I did play it again, even if it wasn't for me. But
yeah, at least you tried it again. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
exactly.
So you tried.
Yeah, I like to be pushed a little bit and kind of like do things outside of my comfort zone like this.
And I'm with you. The combat was really good. I did enjoy the combat, but the story was, and most of the characters were.
Yeah. And it's not even just the Titus laugh thing. there were
there's other things besides just that.
there are so many things besides that. And also I liked the fact that when I posted this in the Discord, people were like, I got a question that was asking, did you at least get to the Titus laugh? And I'm like, that happens really early on in the game.
Yeah,
it's not even
yeah.
like super far into the game. Like that's after the time that you go play Blitzball. And I'm just like, that's
Blitzball.
super early. Ugh. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Blitzball either. But. And let alone the God forbid the leveling up system, the skill tree that you have to go to, little different orbs. It feels like a board game, and I'm just like, why did they have to make it this complicated? So, yeah, that's Final Fantasy X. But I'm playing a game I'm really enjoying now. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the Seven. This is the remake of Romancing Saga 2 from the Super Nintendo. This is on the PlayStation 5. And I played the demo for this back in October when it came out. And I really enjoyed the demo. It was made at Square Enix by the makers who made the Trials of Mana remake. But when at the time there were just too many other big games. It was October. It was around. I played the demo around the time I was playing Metaphor and Dragon Age. So there was just no time to play it then. But I'm so glad I decided to jump into it now because this game is so fun. So it's another turn-based role-playing game, but this one is very strategic and it's very hard. So you have always have 5 members in your party, and you can kind of rearrange. Like you have a bunch of different characters you can pull from. You've got like mages and mercenaries and sword and board kind of characters and whatnot. And it's kind of all about picking the right formation for your characters in battle and exploiting the enemy weaknesses, similar to something like Persona. But what's interesting about this game is that there's permadeath in this game. Basically, each character has what's referred to as LP, and there's a number assigned to it. And that number dictates how many times that character can die in battle before they die permanently. So you kind of have to try and protect your party members a little bit. Try and the characters, for example, that you want to protect, maybe you move them kind of to the back of your formation a little bit so that they don't get hit as much. Because there are some boss attacks or enemy attacks that will just kill your characters in one hit, just out of the blue, and you'll have to revive them essentially. But one of the things I really liked about this game as well is how fast paced the combat is. Because even though it is turn based, battles go very, very quickly. And it almost feels like no frills, where your characters, for example, are all healed back to full health at the end of every battle. So you don't have to sit there in between battles and go through the menus and use healing items or get your characters back to full health. The only thing that kind of depletes between battles is your mana, so you kind of have to keep an eye on that. But this game is just really, really fun. I'm having a great time with it. And it takes place over 1,000 years, so there are big time skips that happen in the game. And you'll get to pick who the next emperor of the land is, who's kind of like your main character, and they'll kind of inherit all of the skills from the previous emperor. So it's not like a roguelike or anything. All of your progress is still carrying with you, even though you're selecting a different character to play the emperor. And then at certain points in the character, you have to switch up who the emperor is, because you need to get through certain quests that require a different, maybe a male or a female emperor, or certain quests that might require the emperor to be a pirate or to be a ninja or something like that. It's really, really interesting quest and battle design at its finest. So I'm having a great time with Romancing Saga 2, way more than I ever thought I would, because the Saga games have just never really been my thing at all. And this game is really surprising me in a lot of ways. So I'm very, very, very happy with Romancing Saga 2. I'm 12 hours into this game, and I am going through it very quickly. So hopefully by the end of the next podcast, I'll be close to the end or finishing it, but I'm really, really enjoying it.
Good.
There you go. And of course, Sean Capri chiming in with his own, what he's been playing, his front log. Half-Life 2 is finished. Sean was playing Half-Life 2 on stream.
His what?
His front log. Sean, of course, was playing Half-Life 2 on stream before us, but
I choose
he finally finished it. So congrats to Sean for finishing Half-Life 2.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we should probably just shift into topic of the week. So, speaking of platinum trophies, because we were talking about platinum trophies earlier, we're going to talk about our favorite platinum trophies And we're just gonna go around the room and kind of talk about these because I think these are interesting. But first of all, Fulia's not here this evening. However, I think do we want to get Fulia's out of the way first before we start our discussion?
The queen. Let's do that.
Okay, because Fulia provided us her favorite platinum trophies that she did. So Fulia says, just because I'm not on the show doesn't mean I'm not going to give you my top 3 favorite platinums. So here they are in no particular order. We've got Life is Strange, True Colors as her first one. This was my first ever platinum. I absolutely loved learning about Alex Chen and her empathetic powers. The decisions I make really had me thinking about my own ethics and morals, and the side quests were also pretty fun, especially the D&D side quest. The trophy list for this game was pretty simple, so it made it easy for me to get to platinum without the need to feel frustrated. Except she's got Harmony, The Fall of Reverie. This is my game of the year from last year, aka 2024, and you all heard me talk about it all year last year. One of my favorite genres of games, and the story was amazing. The trophy list for Harmony, although not big, depended on which paths you took throughout the game. Once I had finished the main lining story, I then had to go back and use the trophy guide to help me find the paths I needed to take in order to unlock the rest of the trophies. I'm glad this game had a check to select because of the end story. There is 1 or 2 other trophies that required an extra playthrough on certain chapters. It's a great game overall. And then, of course, Astro's Playroom is her third one. The cutest and most playful game I had ever had the chance to play. I really enjoyed Astro's Playroom, and the trophy list wasn't too hard to get through. I loved running around the difficult areas and hitting everything because you don't know what might happen, so I had a very curious mind when playing the game. So there you go. Those are Fulia's top 3 picks for favorite platinum trophies. Mm-hmm. But now let's go around the room and hear ours. Starting off with Ron. What do you think, man?
Before I do my number 3, I just want to give an honorable mention to Assassin's Creed 2's platinum, because that was my very first platinum that I ever got. So that's always going to have a special place. But my number 3 is going to be God of War 2018. The thing that kind of brought that one home for me was the Valkyrie fights at the end. I pretty much had to save like the last few of those fights to go ahead and mop up that platinum. And everybody who has played that game, especially with the very last Valkyrie, good God Almighty, that fight was something else. But got it done, got the platinum, and felt very satisfied by that. But yeah, I would have to put God of War 18 as my number 3. Good plat. Yeah, what's up? Yes, man. How can I help you?
Question from the press pool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I didn't actually check the God of War 2018 platinum. Can you do the battles? Can you do, like, does difficulty matter? Can you do the game on easy mode, or it's locked, like, you have to do it
I wouldn't
on
know,
normal
friend.
for Valkyrie?
It was me. I started on normal, and that's when it ended.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's not difficulty locked, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Sony does any of their games like that, I don't think. So I think you're straight.
In theory, you could bump the Valkyrie fights to story mode. Is that what you're saying?
I guess you could do that. I guess you could do that. Are you going to do that, Matt? Are you going to?
You've caught my interest. I've rolled credits on that game. Never went to a platinum, but you caught my interest. That
maybe you should go back and get the platinum for it.
On story mode. I might.
Look, you laugh, Ron, but you know what? If it makes Matt happy, it's fine.
It's fine. I don't have a problem with the way that anybody plays the games. Whatever brings enjoyment. I just love sitting there giving Matt a hard time. I call him the story mode king for a reason. It's all good. As long as you enjoy your games.
Kiko chimes in and says every game needs a Matt mode.
And she's not wrong. Mode. Yeah, every game should. So that way everybody can play it. So, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I mean, Matt shouldn't feel bad because I also sometimes play games on easy. Especially if it's like, if there are dumb mechanics that make it feel like it's impeding my progress. As far as like, if there's a bullet, like a enemy that has like a giant pool of health for no reason, and I'm just sitting there mashing the X button for 3 minutes trying to get like slivers of health down. I'm just bumping the game down to easy to make this go faster. Like that, I have no qualms about playing on easy mode when stuff like that comes up.
For sure.
But, yeah. All right, Matt, give us one of your platinums.
We're doing our top 3, so I'm going to go in order. So my third favorite platinum, it's going to be the first platinum that I got intentionally. So it's not my very first platinum trophy because that one was Resident Evil 5, and I just did it because I didn't even know it was a platinum. I just played the game excessively and got the platinum
Oh,
by
okay.
accident. And then there's like other ones like there's other ones like Telltale games again. Like you just like I just played.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't even
Walking
know
Dead
I
and
popped the
stuff,
platinum.
right?
Yeah. So Spider-Man for PS4, that was my first intentional platinum, and I
Nice
don't even
choice.
remember what the driving factor was. Obviously, just getting more into PlayStation, just hearing people talk about platinum trophies. I think I was just like, let me just look up what this platinum trophy is, and people keep talking about it. So then I think I just pulled up the list, and I was like, okay, I think I can do most of this because I haven't looked at it recently, but if I recall correctly, it's really just collectathon, doing all the map, and there's some combat challenges, right? And on certain like
Pretty much.
certain rankings, like that's about it.
Yep.
So in my opinion, Spider-Man, does a phenomenal job in terms of collecting because you don't get locked out. Okay, you can get them collectibles anytime you want, and it's easy to get. Like you just pull up the map, you know where to go, and you can either fast travel or if anybody's played the game, that swinging around New York City is very fun. It's a lot of fun doing that as Spider-Man. So it's an enjoyable process doing the collectibles. And again, like I think the more challenging parts ish were again like the combat modes where you had to do it under a certain amount of time or whatever. So that it's not like it wasn't like a walk through the park. Like it wasn't like a 2 out of 10. Like there's still some effort to it. So it still was a memorable experience. I still had to put some effort into it, as opposed to like again, like something like Telltale, The Walking Dead, or whatever. So it's just play the game, you get the platinum. It's nice, but I don't really remember the trophies. But whereas with Spider-Man, even after all this time, I still remember distinctively, again, just swinging through New York City, collecting everything, and just really enjoying my time doing it. So yeah, that was the first one that I intentionally got, and I'm glad that that's the game that I picked to be my first platinum because there's other platinums I remember the second one that I got after that, intentionally was Sleeping Dogs. Love the game. Platinum trophy's not fun. Like it's like hop over a car like 50 times, like shoot this
Not
gun 100 times. It's not hard, but it's like this isn't fun. Like why are you making me do this? Like it's just excessive. And I've already beaten the game like twice by that point. And it's like, well, clearly I don't need to jump over the car that many times because by playing the game so many times I should have done it. Clearly it's not a fun mechanic. So yeah, I'm very very happy because who knows what I would be like as a trophy hunter if it wasn't for Spider-Man because again, it was an enjoyable experience, but enough of a challenge so that I felt like I earned it in that sense. So Spider-Man's my number 3.
All right, nice.
nice, nice. Now, as for me, I'm gonna do my top three, but like, as people know, I am not someone that goes out of my way for platinums. I just never do, and especially like, I never really usually go for difficult platinums at all. That's just not really my game. There are a couple in here though that you'll be surprised when I make that statement that you'll be like, wait, you have that one, really? But we'll gotta go through this. So just bear in mind that a lot of my platinum trophies, when I look at my platinum trophy lists, are kind of those Telltale ones where I have like all the Telltale platinums. I have the platinums for some visual novel games that I've played, like Sonic Origins. Like I have that one that was just very easily just play through the game. A lot of those kind of platinums are kind of the platinums that I have. So just bear in mind as I go through this. But my third favorite platinum of all time has to be Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect. This one is actually part of the Legendary Edition because I didn't play OG Mass Effect on PS3 when it eventually got the port as part of the trilogy that they did after Mass Effect 3 came out. I played it on Xbox 360 and got the 1,000 gamer score on Xbox 360 and then decided when Legendary Edition came out, I was like, well, I'm doing this all over again because I love Mass Effect that much. So I loved kind of the Platinum Trophy. Yes, there wasn't anything, too crazy about it. It was mostly just, play as the different character classes. You have to, do multiple playthroughs to get it. In fact, you usually have to do about 4 or 5 playthroughs on Mass Effect to get the Platinum, doing, different things along the way. But I made sure to do it because I love Mass Effect that much. So I'm glad I got that Platinum. So that is my third favorite Platinum. Like I said, nothing too crazy.
Nice.
But it's, one of my all-time favorite games, so I had to highlight it here.
Yeah, no, that's a nice pick.
Yeah. All right, Ron.
My number 2 is going to be Sifu. I delayed getting that game for quite some time. because when I heard about how tough it was, I was like, man, I don't have any time for that. So I don't want to invest in that, even though everything about that game spoke to me because I love the gameplay. God, it just looked so good. The combat looked great, but I was like, nah, I don't feel like dealing with difficulty right now. But then it went on sale. And the sale was the sweet spot percentage off that I like. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'll get it and give it a shot. And I end up enjoying that game so much. It was tough. I died a lot, but man, it was just something about it where I think about halfway through that, I was just like, I think I'm going to make the attempt at this to get this platinum. That platinum run was rough. I don't think that man, you want to talk about sore joints in the fingers and thumbs, that game did it. I had not had my hands sore like that for ages. There was a lot of blocking, parrying. Oh my God. But when it was said and done, that is among probably my most satisfying platinums that I think I have ever got. The game deserved it. Sifu is very underrated. It's a tough game, but man, it is great. If you are into martial arts flicks, kung fu, especially the old school stuff, if you like even the newer modern day stuff, the way that the shots and the angles and the fights were just done, it speaks to all of that. I just enjoyed it. That was just a great platinum to get, and really enjoyed that game.
Nice. Sounds like a crazy platinum to get. I was gonna say, like, I've got one of those ones coming up, Ron, where it's like there was a lot that went into it and a lot of sore thumbs from playing. So,
Sifu was a wild one.
but Matt, how about you? What's your second favorite?
My second favorite platinum, to nobody's surprise, it is a Resident Evil game. But it's not my favorite one. But I do hold this game in high regard. But the reason why I would say it's my second favorite and why I prefer it over my actual favorite Resident Evil game is just because in this one, in most Resident Evil games, for Platinum Trophy, you do have to beat it on the hardest difficulty. In this particular one, when you play in hard mode, it changes the enemy placement and key items. So when you actually play it, it's almost like a brand new game. So for me, the spoopy spoops were back again because I didn't know where the enemies would be. I didn't know where the key items would be. So that made such a brand new experience. So it's going to be Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It's not my favorite Resident Evil game. It's one of my favorites, but I do prefer this platinum over Resident Evil 2 solely on that factor, just because the hard mode, I love the fact that it was so refreshing. Like to have beaten the game on normal mode and then to come back and it's like, well, I know exactly what to do, where to go. And the game's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. We're gonna spook you now. We're gonna spook you now. I love it, and it's not just the fact. Again, like, yeah, the enemies are different spots now, but like it's on hard mode, so you get hit twice, you're dead. So if you really mess up, you're done. And I love this part. I know it's hard. No autosaves. Oh well, no, that's not true. I think it's 4 autosaves throughout the entire game, and the rest of it is just manual save and limited. There's only so many. Is it cassette tapes, right, or VHS?
Yeah, cassette tapes.
VHS.
Yeah.
I think it's cassette. Yeah, there's only a finite amount of cassette tapes, so you gotta be really, really careful of when you're gonna save. Otherwise, like if you die, you're going back. You're going back a couple hours. So I loved it. It was just such a rewarding experience. Just to again, I played the game the first time on normal. It got spoops, but again, having to do manual saves where the stress is there. Inventory management has been taken to a new level because now I have to carry all the cassette tapes with me when I want to be saving. And yeah, just playing on hard mode was just very, very rewarding. Now, the Platinum Guide does tell you a way to make it easier, which is, I don't remember the exact requirements, but like you can get, I think it's like a saw blade if you do like an easy run or normal mode with doing some other requirements. I got the saw blade. I didn't like it because you got to get up close to them. And so if I miss and they hit you, you're dead. I'm like, no, thank you. Like I know, like the guy says, like the saw blade is it's OP, and I'm like, I believe you, but if I miss, like let's say, I'm aiming down, they come on top or whatever, and I miss, and you hit me twice, it's not. I don't want to be burning my herbs, right? Like it's very crucial.
You just don't have the skills, man. Like that's the real problem.
I guess so. Maybe people just do circular saw runs, but I was like, no thanks. So I chose not to use the circular saw that people recommended to make it easier.
Because if
Stuck
you
to the
watch a
guns.
Resident Evil 7 speed run, they'll use the saw.
I do, eh? I just get anxious, man. Like if I miss, I'd be heartbroken. So I stuck to the guns, and I remember very distinctively. I think it's like the opening hour. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't played the game. The first boss is his wife Mia, and all you have, I'm pretty sure, is just a pistol. And I know for a fact because I had to do it multiple times. Every bullet counts on the hard mode. If you do not pop her in the head with every single bullet, you're toast. Like I think there's maybe like 3 shots can be body shots and you'll get away with it. Otherwise, you need like all 20 or 25 to 30 bullets in her head. So if you mess up, you gotta start all over. And I was like, "Yeah, this is tough." But you know what? Again, just such a rewarding experience, and that's why it's my second favorite platinum of all time.
Interesting.
Nice.
The only way that could have been even spookier is if you played it in VR. Matt, just throw on the.
Oh,
PlayStation
Ryan,
1
don't
VR.
do that. Like
That's how I
okay.
played.
I-
That's how
You
I
already
played-
got a portal. You might as well go ahead and get the VR too. Go for it.
Well, I mean, no, though you can only do that with VR 1. There's no VR 2
See?
support for that.
Oops.
Ron, call Herman and tell him to add backwards compatibility to
Well,
PSVR 2.
Here's the thing.
And then
Me
I'll
and Herman
buy it.
had a conversation about that, and he told me no
And?
one cares about VR, and that's why he's just like whatever.
Yeah. To be fair, when I played Resident Evil 7 for the first time, that's how I played it. Was on PlayStation VR.
How was it? It's good,
It was
wasn't
awesome.
it?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh, I'm
that
not
was the
even
only
lying.
one
Like,
I played all the way through in VR. Was that?
I'm seriously contemplating just getting a PSVR 1 just to do that. And I'm seriously contemplating getting a PSVR 2 just so I can do Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4. It's literally just a Resident Evil machine.
Yeah.
But I can't.
They're
can't
very
justify
all
different.
that
just
money
three
saved from last year about to go out the window. Do it.
Yeah.
Just,
They're
no,
very-
I can't.
They're very different experiences. Like Resident Evil 7 is basically just playing the game as normal, but you see the whole game through the VR glasses, so it just is that much more. It amps up the
So
tension
what?
even more. But then with Resident Evil
Yeah.
8 and then 4, they add new mechanics to the VR version. Like you have to
Oh, really?
use the PlayStation VR controllers to then like go behind your back and then like pull the shotgun out, and then you
Oh my
like
god.
manually cock the shotgun, and then you have to manually reload all your weapons and stuff like that. Like that adds to the
want it.
scares very quickly.
I'll give your credit
killing
card
me.
back, and you can
I
buy
want
it if
it.
you want. Is that what you want to do?
No,
right.
Cowboy Danger
Okay.
said I can't
I
use
was willing
ranch
to give the
funds for
credit
this
card
stuff.
back to you.
No,
All right.
no.
No.
You're killing me.
Anyways, moving on to save Matt from any more game prodding. My second favorite platinum is My Name is Mayo, because it was, it provided a very challenging platinum. You tap on the. No, I'm just kidding.
You're trolling. You have to be trolling, please. Even I. Even I.
I was about to be
Come on.
done.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, come on,
You're
please
just gonna
stop.
hop off the call. Oh man.
Oh.
Okay. Well, my next one is actually one of my earlier platinums. It's not my first platinum. In fact, my favorite platinum of all time is actually my first platinum, which we'll talk about in a second. But this game is Doom 2016 from 2016. I love Doom 2016, and it was honestly one of the first games I platinumed, as I mentioned, because I loved that game so much. I wanted to find everything, do everything, find all the crazy secrets, which were super cool because you got secret levels, which were basically just recreated levels from Doom 1. You had a bunch of different collectibles. You got to upgrade your powers that then you could do all kinds of crazy stuff in the combat. You had to beat at least the first level on the hardest difficulty, where the enemies instant kill you. But I used I learned a speed running strat to go out of bounds and then re-emerge in bounds at the exit. That's basically skipping level and getting the platinum that way. Like I went hardcore with Doom 2016 because I loved that game, and getting the platinum was super fun. So have to give a shout out to Doom 2016, especially with Doom the Dark Age coming out this year. Like I can't wait for that game because I love both Doom and Doom Eternal. I never got the Doom Eternal platinum, but definitely made sure to get it for Doom 2016 because I love it.
Nice.
Very nice.
Maybe Matt, when you've got like crazy platinum trophies that you're going for, you learn some speedrunning tricks where you learn how to go out of bounds and like skip areas and stuff like that, and that's how you can make them make your lives a little bit easier. You don't have to put so many bullets into Mia's head, because if you go outside the environment and get to the end of the game in 10 seconds, you don't have to worry about that.
I'm pretty sure
All I
as many
can do.
times he's
That's-
played
that's
Resident Evil,
helpful.
he would have found a way if that was possible.
You think so, right? Yeah, like
You would
I'm
think
kind
so.
of curious. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. It's hard to say.
Maybe.
Clearly.
Maybe.
All right, Ron, hit us with your number one, your numero uno.
My number one, anybody who's been following the show or knows me, is going to be Elden Ring. That was my very first FromSoft game. I have been ducking FromSoft titles ever since the infamous difficulty. I was like, I don't play games to get frustrated or be mad. And I probably would never played Elden Ring if it hadn't been for my best friend getting it as a birthday gift. But once that happened, it was kind of one of those things where, like, well, I guess I have no choice but to play this. And I am so glad that I did, despite giving up on it, the first couple hours in and getting my tail handed to me a few times. But once I got back to it and really got in the swing of things, I just saw the magic that everybody talks about with FromSoft games. There was just something very satisfying about beating those bosses, but it was something about once I got probably about halfway through that game, and I started getting really confident in the build that I had made. I was just like, I think I'm going to sit there and make an effort to go for this platinum. I had already sit there and tried to make it a special experience anyway by getting absolutely no help from anybody with this thing. I wanted to beat it on my own. No glitches, no tricks like a lot of people were doing for the Millennia fights and none of that stuff. And I got all the way to the end. I beat the game, saved Millennia for last, because Lord knows when I tried to beat her before beating the final boss, she taught me a lesson a lot of times. So I beat that final boss. I came back to her, and I finally got it done. And that was the most satisfied platinum game completion boss defeat that I ever had in my life. And yeah, I don't know if anything's ever going to top the platinum for Elden Ring. I just feel like I really sit there and accomplished and did something that I was proud of myself for. Because I did not think, if you had told me I was going to platinum or even beat a FromSoft game, I never would have thought it.
But you're so good at games, Ron. That's how you were able to do it.
Yeah. I still got it. That's good.
Yeah, it's because you're tarnished. You've become tarnished. It's
I am the
official.
Elden Lord.
So does that mean when the new Elden Ring game comes out, the multiplayer one, you're going to go for the platinum for that too?
I don't know about Night Rain. That's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that one. Now, if they drop an Elden Ring too, I'm probably going to be there for that. But Night Rain, okay. I don't know about that yet.
Yeah. And you never went back for Shadow of the Erdtree, right?
I'm waiting for a sale on that. I will be going back.
Okay.
Just Shadow of the Erdtree is not where I wanted to be at right now, but I'm going to go back to it.
Okay. Those are all my Elden Ring questions for the day, my friend. Thank you for answering them.
You're welcome.
Nice. All right, Matt, hit us with your number one, man. I think I probably know which one this one is.
Anybody who's been in Carpool, they know what my favorite platinum trophy is because I made a video for it.
A whole video about it.
The one and only. Yeah, made a whole video about it. It's a Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is my favorite platinum trophy. I know a lot of people gripe about it, but I loved it. It really pushed me to have a better appreciation for the game and just other platinum trophies like it. Because in Final Fantasy VII, there's different story paths that you have to do. It's obviously part of the platinum is going back in chapter select and picking different choices to go on different story paths. Nothing major, but just like some side stuff. But my favorite aspect about this platinum that's just so memorable is playing the game on hard mode, and I loved it. And I'm of a mixed mind because Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, they lock the hard mode behind a gate. Like you have to beat the game at least once before they actually unlock hard mode. And sometimes that really irks me because it's like, why? Like if I want to just jump into hard mode, let me do it, and then it counts, for the hard mode completed, normal mode completed, easy mode, whatever. Just why do you have to gatekeep it like that? But on the other hand, at least for my experience for Final VII Remake, I had to get good in normal mode. It's possible if I just jumped into hard mode, I've gotten wrecked and then just be so deterred from ever even trying it like that I wouldn't haven't even done it properly. Like maybe that is a platinum trophy, a hard difficulty that requires some scaffolding, where you really should understand the mechanics in normal, get good, so that when you do get to hard mode, you're not getting stomped over and then you're just miserable. So, playing the game on normal, understanding most of it, doing it and completing the game, I thought I was done with it. And then when they announced Integrate, coming, and then the PS5 version coming, and then the DLC, I was like, I want to hop back in for sure, just because I want the DLC. But I was like, well, if I'm hopping back in, I might as well do some trophy cleanup. And one of my best friends, he got the platinum. He's like, it's hard. He's like, but you can totally do it. He's like, take a look at the trophy list. I'm like, okay, well, if he says I can do it, maybe I can. Well, I did it, but it wasn't easy. Like, this was, what Deadpool will say, like, this is maximum effort. Like, this was punishing for me, just because, if you haven't played the game before, on hardest difficulty, you can't use items in combat. So you have to be very mindful of when you're using MP, because once you run out, you're out. So you'd be very, very mindful of that. And then, you can only you have to use like certain benches to kind of heal up and stuff. So it's a completely brand new way of doing combat, because especially if you've been reliant on items, like you can't use it anymore. So that was such a big game changer for me. And just the combat system in Remake and Rebirth is very, very deep. Like, when you look up different guides on YouTube and ask people, or just watch like how they did this boss, you're going to see a variety of different ways. People have different parties, loadouts. Even if you had the same party members, like some people just have different weapons and which material they prioritize, because there is no one way to do it. And I love that fact, because I watched some videos and I tried and I'm like, this really doesn't work. And then, I'd ask my best friend to show me his videos. I'd try it and, I'd take it and then tweak it a bit. So the fact that the combat system, the actual platinum trophy, the hard mode, it's really catered to, your skills and your preferences. I love that there's so much depth to the game. And, again, it was hard. Like, just like what Ron was describing, like, it's just hours on those super boss challenges in VR. Like some are like 6 hours for like one boss fight. Like,
Oh my! It's been bosses battles that long. My God! See, you're doing Elden Ring. I don't understand.
You're right there.
I am not. No,
Matt,
no.
everything that you are talking about right now is sounding like Elden Ring. If somebody just started listening to the show and they heard that part, the first thing they say, "Oh, Matt's finally playing Elden Ring."
Yep, that's it. It's official.
It cannot be. It cannot be. I don't believe it. I don't believe
You're right
it.
there.
But
I
I could also, Ron, apply that same logic to, Matt's just playing Ninja Gaiden Black on Master Ninja difficulty.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Which
No,
honestly is
there's no
probably
way.
which is probably one of the hardest games I've ever played in my entire life.
Oh, no, thank you. No.
I don't know.
But I've
friends.
beaten it. I've
I don't
beaten
know,
Master
friends.
Ninja difficulty, Ron.
I'm not a good gamer, friends. No, I'm not like Ron.
Whatever,
I'm not like Ron,
Matt.
so.
Whatever. You were just talking about doing a Resident Evil speedrun for a platinum. Oh, stop this.
No, I was the one who introduced the speedrun aspect into it. I was telling him he should research the speedrun aspects to go faster.
People who aren't good at games don't platinum remake and also Resident Evil games. Please stop this madness.
Yep. I was gonna say
I don't
all
know,
my
friends.
platinums are easy compared to Matt's.
He's just trying to downplay his skills.
Stop
I don't
it.
know why he's doing that.
Yep.
But no, I remember very distinctly. Like, it was like I checked. I was like, no, I kept track, because I'd be like 1 hour this night, 1 hour this night. Like, it took me like a whole week. It must be like 6-7 hours just for this one boss fight. But no, it's very rewarding. And again, I personally like it when the platinum trophy has, certain challenges, so that it actually pushes you to be better at the game. Really explore everything that the game has to offer. So I actually personally enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'll be surprised to see if there's anything else that will top that experience. It'll be interesting to see. I highly doubt, even like I said, like obviously it's not my favorite game of all time. Like games like Nier Automata, Resident Evil, but just that platinum experience, it's gonna be Final Fantasy remake for quite a bit of the time. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough. And again, if you want Matt's full thoughts on, there's a video on the channel going over
Sure is.
Matt's entire thoughts
He does.
about the platinum for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So make sure to check that out. Well, my last one to close out this discussion is my first ever platinum trophy that I received on May 30th, 2015. Is when I got this platinum trophy. So yes, the entire PlayStation 3 era, I didn't get a single platinum trophy. It wasn't until PlayStation 4 I got my first platinum. And that platinum was Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls was my favorite platinum of all
You
time.
ain't go for no cheap plat either. Diablo 3, you got to put some work in on that one.
No,
All right.
this required over 300 hours to get the platinum trophy.
You got to put work on Diablo.
Good
Nice, man.
God.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
because it was you basically had to finish the game with every single character class. You then had to fully level a hardcore character, meaning the character can't die or else they're deleted and you have to start over. Then on top of all that, you had to do a ton of endgame stuff. You had to do nightmare rifts. You had to do endgame dungeons. You had to do all kinds of crazy crap in order to get this. But I loved Diablo 3 so much. I was so hooked on it that I was just like, I'm gonna go for this platinum.
Diablo 3 was really good. That was a really good game.
Yeah, that was the first time ever where I was just like, you know what? I'm going to actually sit down and get this platinum because I had never done that before with any other game. And that actually kicked off me actually getting a bunch of platinums that year for Until Dawn, Life is Strange, and a bunch of other games. Because like before that, I would just never go and get the additional collectibles or do the additional things to get platinums. I would do that on Xbox with 1,000 gamer score, but just for whatever reason on PlayStation, I wasn't doing the same thing. And Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls was the game that really opened me up to that. So it has to be number one. For that reason, but also because I just honestly really enjoyed that experience where the experience of getting the platinum, because to Ron's point from earlier with Sifu, I like, injured my thumbs playing Diablo 3 so much because I enjoyed it so much that it was just like, I just had to keep going for it and going for that platinum. So I love Diablo 3. In fact, it's part of one of the reasons why I felt a little disappointed with Diablo 4. Like I still like it a lot. I like that game a lot more now than I did when it first came out. But there was just something about Diablo 3 that I was just really, really into. And getting that platinum was a huge achievement for me. So
nice.
It's my number one. And it's definitely like the most involved platinum I've ever gotten. The only one that comes close is maybe the only one that comes close is probably Persona 5 Royal, I think, getting that platinum as well. But yeah, had to throw that in there. But of course, shout out to the true favorite, of course, Hannah Montana, the movie on PlayStation 3. Getting that platinum required so much hard work and dedication.
No. You were doing good.
I was doing
Keep your
well.
list clean. Yeah.
Really? Oh, so that's true. I mean, everyone was excited when I got the Plumbers Don't Wear Ties platinum last year. That was a hard fought platinum.
See, it started so good. 3, 2, and 1 were all really you're on a roll.
Yeah. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. It's a fun game, folks. But anyways, let's hear from the PlayStation Drive audience to hear what their favorite platinum trophies are. Starting with Stingray X, who says, "Hello, PlayStation fam. My favorite platinum would have to be my first, which was Burnout Paradise in 2009.
Good game.
And it's what got my trophy addiction started. As always, take care." It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. McBeal asks, Sekiro Platinum stream when? When's that happening, Matt?
No, sir.
No, we're going to get Matt to do it.
From
Sekiro.
who?
Sekiro, you're going to
I don't even own that
Sekiro
game.
and get the platinum.
No, he's looking at Ron.
He's looking at Ron.
That's a more reasonable
Sekiro, not going to happen, Big Bill. No.
Oh, so Matt.
Come on, Elden Lord.
That's the From Software Ninja Souls-like game.
Should be easy for you. Come on, you're an
No.
Elden Lord.
Look, my best friend is a FromSoft guy, and he has sit there and platinumed every single FromSoft game there is, except for Sekiro. He hated that. When he turned away from it,
McBeal says that they did it, and it was horrendous.
Not selling it to make it fun. That doesn't sound like a good time.
No, Big Bill. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
fun
throw
at
it
all
up there,
then.
Ron, that Sekiro is the only From Software game I've ever beaten.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Or I should say, in terms of their Souls-like games, because I've also beaten Otogi and Otogi 2 on Xbox, on original Xbox. But I've never beaten any of their Souls-like games except for Sekiro. That's the only one I've
when
ever
you
finished.
sit there and throw in the parrying mechanic, usually a parrying mechanic is the first way to get me out of a game. Yeah. Especially when you're reliant on it. No thanks.
I mean, McBeal just wants to see the stream, Ron. Wants to see you play it.
Yeah,
So.
I'll let Matt play it.
That would
great.
be fun. I think Matt would enjoy it.
Yeah.
It'd be fun for everyone except for myself. No thanks.
That's fine too. That's fine too.
Sure.
Anyways, let's continue on with the audience's favorite platinums. Moving on to Buggy, who says, I only have 2 platinums. One was basically for just finishing the game I didn't exactly go after, which was a Sherlock Holmes game. But the other was Dragon Quest XI, which I spent about 200 plus hours on to get the platinum for that game. Yeah, the platinum for Dragon Quest XI is ridiculous.
Brian, you
that's
my
already
guy. You my guy, but I don't know how you did that for a Dragon Quest game. No, thank you.
Yeah, that one's kind of ridiculous. You have to be really into that game, I think, to play.
No.
And then last one before we get to questions comes to us from Solo, who says, my favorite platinum trophies are Elden Ring and The Last of Us Part 1. Elden Ring was a game I deleted from frustration twice and felt so satisfied to finally understand and go for the platinum. Now can't wait to play another Souls-like games without feeling like this with Elden Ring. The Last of Us Part 1 was because of the story. I loved it so much. Those guitar plugs were perfectly placed. And I feel it is an iconic PlayStation game. So I wanted to have that one added to my trophy cabinet as a PlayStation fanboy.
Nice.
Those are 2 good ones. Good ones. See, The Last of Us Platinum, I probably would have had that on PlayStation 3 if it didn't have the multiplayer trophies. Because I got all the single player trophies. But I never got all the factions trophies.
I heard they were hard.
I have Last of Us Part 1, Matt. I might go back. Maybe I'll platinum that. Maybe.
It's a fun one. It's a good one.
And then you're going to play Last of Us Part 2 again, right? The one full experience.
Platinum that one.
What game is that? I didn't know they made a sequel. What?
I mean, you'll find out with that HBO show this April.
I'll watch the HBO show. But the game? No thanks.
Yeah. Yon32 chimes in and says, I'm late. My favorite platinum was Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, John.
Good
Way
pick,
to go.
Jan. Very good pick. Excellent pick.
I like Meek Beale's pick. Shout out to Terminator Resistance's platinum trophy. Just a nice, simple story completion. I like that one too.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I don't have the platinum for it, but I have the 1,000 gamer score and really, really enjoyed that. Because I love Terminator Resistance. I think that's a great game. But I kind of want to go back and play it at some point too. And get the platinum on PlayStation. But all right. Moving on the questions. We got Quaggy who says, it is I, the Quaggy, king of the Xenobabes. I have a couple questions for the show tonight. First, when will Ron be crowned Platinum King of 2024 since he attempted to abdicate the throne on the last show of the year? We already crowned Ron the Platinum King on the first show of 2025.
Yeah.
That was the thing. That already happened. I mean, the
and I accepted it with grace.
Yeah,
I accepted it with grace.
Yeah.
So, but I know everybody's going to come forward, and I'm not going to be the Platinum King this year.
No, because
who's coming for it?
And
Yeah, Matt. Look, exactly, Ryan.
Fulia.
Matt and Fulia are already going at it. So
Me? Mm-mm. I don't think so. Fool ya.
whatever, Matt.
Fool
You're
ya.
going to stop trying to fool everybody. We know
You've
the real
already
you.
got double the platinums of Ron and I, because you have 1 and we have 0.
2.
Yeah.
Because of 2.
Oh no, you have
three.
2? That means you have 200% more than we do.
You already said
When you
you're
say
going
it
for
like
Stellar
that.
Blade. That's going to be 3. Just
Yep.
saying.
That's gonna take a while. We'll see.
Or is
We'll
Matt,
I
I'm
already-
playing Baldur's Gate. It's gonna. You'll probably have 5 more platinums by the time I'm done with that. And then after that, Trails Through Daybreak 2, which is another 200 hours.
Yeah. And then, like, I'm not going to get
Got
the
some long
one for
games yet.
Romancing Saga because that one requires playing the game on the super hard difficulty.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's already hard enough on normal. So there's no way in hell I'm
Yeah,
playing
we'll
that
be
on
fast.
hard, let alone the super difficulty. So forget about it. Oh, man. I love John's comment here. Did Ron dance when he won, like Ryan and Sean, after NES championships? He could have.
I don't know about
don't
this.
think he
This is something that happened at Extra Life?
This is something that happened at X.
Oh, okay. I must have missed it.
Yeah, we did a whole stream where we were competing in the NES championships to see who was, of course, the NES champion. Turns out, Ron, I was in fact the NES champion.
I'm not
Sean
surprised
and I
by
won
this.
a lot,
I'm not
but
surprised by
I
this.
won more than Sean did. So I was crowned the NES champion.
All right.
Very nice.
But Quaggy's other question is, lastly, what's on your front log?
What does that mean?
Quaggy,
I don't know how to
I
answer the
read the
question.
questions verbatim. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I just read the questions on the.
I guess
Facebook
he's asking. I guess he's asking Ryan. I'm not acknowledge. I'm not
No, this is
acknowledging
asking
that
the three of
nonsense.
What's on our front logs?
Nope.
I have a backlog.
Not doing it.
I don't have a side log, front log, like Riley King said in the
There
chat.
you go,
I
man.
don't know.
There you go.
I don't know.
We don't
I
do
mean,
that here.
Can't help.
Ron can't have a front log because it's whatever the wheel picks. So he's not psychic. He doesn't know what the wheel will pick. And then I don't,
Okay.
and I don't know what I'm playing after Romancing Saga 2. It could be anything. So I don't know what happens there.
So wait, is the front log just the games I'm going to be playing ahead of time, but I already own them? So isn't it just
Like
the
what
backlog
game
then?
you think you're going to be playing after the game you're currently playing?
Isn't that my backlog? It's from my backlog. No,
Yeah,
But
I don't
it's
understand.
the same thing.
I know.
Isn't it
I
the same
know.
thing?
It's just
I don't
it's
get
the
it.
same thing, except not as ridiculous.
I'm confused now.
Let's not invest time to
I
this.
don't know.
this-
Look,
this
McBeal says,
nonsense.
"Come on, guys, you got to maintain a front log."
No, Big Bill. Do not sit there and encourage this.
I kind of have
So
to agree with
confused.
Ron on this one. It's very silly. Anyways, moving on. Final Fantasy VIII is life. Final Fantasy VIII is love. Says, what is the most impressive platinum trophy you think each of your co-hosts have? Also, when will we get to watch Nagachaka Platinum Elden Ring? Mm-hmm. So, first of all, I'm going to say
Never.
that I'm most impressed that Ron has the Elden Ring Platinum because that Platinum is ridiculous, and I'm amazed that you have it. So, that's my shout out. What about you?
Well,
guys?
mine's gonna be that Diablo 3 one you got. I mean, I love that game,
yeah.
but man, there was no way in hell that me and my friends would go platinum that one. So, total props to you for that. Oh man,
Thank you.
yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say similar answers to Ron. Yeah, like that Diablo Platinum is incredibly
That's
impressive. What you're describing, not just hours, but in terms of like what you described as the requirements. Like, that's not a 3 out of 10. All right, friends. Like whatever. I don't know what it says on the website.
That's not like an
No,
8 out of 10 or a 9.
Yeah,
I have to go
That's a
back
lot.
and I'm going to look it up because I don't actually think it's listed that badly. I don't
Really?
I
I can't. No.
don't like. It's probably not as bad as not nearly as bad, for example, as the Final Fantasy 14 Platinum as an example. But let me go here.
And then
Number of Souls.
for Ron,
Platinum
I
trophy.
do want to.
This one's 6 out of 10.
Go ahead.
6 out of 10.
Oh no, that don't sound like no 6
No,
out of
it
10.
isn't.
Somebody being
Get
very
out of here.
generous
That's not a
there.
That's
6 out of
what
10.
that's
That
what the
does-
trophy
no,
guide says.
No,
Whoever wrote that trophy
Well-
guide went, no, they're lying.
no,
I'm
I don't
gonna
think
go here.
6 out of 10.
I'm gonna make this bigger.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
no.
do this with my mouse. 6 out of 10.
They are wrong.
6 out of 10.
60 hours.
Yeah, they're wrong. Yeah, 60.
It took way more
cheating.
than 60 hours.
I was
Right?
about to say,
Exactly.
see, no, that's not no 6 out of 10, 60 hours. That's a wrong guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a misleading guide. That's
You
actually
ain't lying.
bad, right?
60 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
okay.
you could go on that platinum run and then you'd be disappointed.
Who wrote that? Was
I
that
don't think
Kevin? Did Kevin write that?
It might have been.
Yeah, for Ron, I obviously Elden Ring's very impressive, but I think, and I'm not sure, but I feel like if Ron got a platinum for a Falcon game, I feel like that would be more impressive than Elden Ring, just because I know about the time commitment that would take. So I'm not actually sure. Ron, do you have any platinums for any Falcon games?
No. What? No. Tokyo
Nope.
Xanadu EX Plus. I do have the platinum for that.
How many hours?
I know it was 100 something. I know it was 100 something. You know
Okay.
what? I'll let you and Ryan talk real quick and I'll figure it out. Hold on.
So while Ron figures that out real quick, I want to bring this up. So that according to that, if the Diablo 3 trophy, platinum trophy is 6 out of 10, it's the same as this platinum trophy for the Final Fantasy 14, which is also 6 out of 10 difficulty. But Matt, look at
But it's
these
a
hours.
1,000 hours. No,
It's
thank
it's
you.
999 hours. That's a play on words for Final Fantasy vids. And actually, they talk about it in the guide. It's actually more than 999 hours. It's at least 2,000 to 3,000 hours.
And how is
I
that
was
6
wrong.
out of 10?
I actually
Like,
thought I had the platinum for
there's
that
no
one,
way.
and I don't. So I have 0 platinums for Falcon games. But
Okay.
I spent
In
100.
that
I spent
case-
138 hours on Tokyo Xanadu. I can't sit there and play Falcon games twice. I would never get any
I
games
know.
done.
Yeah.
I
way.
know. Then yeah, it'll be Elden Ring's Ron's most impressive platinum, and then for Fulia, I know she beat God of War, but I don't think she got the platinum if I recall.
No,
That'd have been that'd
when
probably
it's out
been
of
more-
it's out of the three that she picked here. In which case, I'll say Life is Strange: True Colors, because there's some stuff you have to do off the beaten path for that one.
Yeah, I'll say Harmony for my Fulia pick, just for the fact
Yeah.
you got to go and do some extra
I was gonna say-
paths and stuff like that. And
Harmony.
I'm a little bit surprised that she would go back and over again and play a game like that. So Harmony
really
is my
enjoyed that
pick.
game, though.
Yeah, she did.
She really liked
did.
it as her Cody.
Yeah, but hey,
Yeah.
look, I really enjoy Falcom games, but I don't go back to them. Not for the platinum.
It's not like Spiritfarer where she won't go back for that fish.
Yep. Thank you. One fish. He's right.
get
Hashtag
that
Ryan
fish.
was right.
But we never finished answering the question because Matt, when are you going to do your watch? When are we going to watch you platinum Elden Ring? When's that happening?
Hashtag never.
Oh.
Platinum Elden Ring? Platinum
That's
it?
what this is.
Come on,
Just what
let's be
Awesome
real
Dave
here.
is asking.
That's what Dave was asking. That's what Dave was asking.
It's never happening, Dave. It's never happening. Would I play the game again? Possibly. Platinum it? Mm-mm. That's never gonna happen. No way.
Well,
Matt,
can't
I forgot to
actually
pick.
wait.
I forgot to pick for Matt. Your Resident Evil runs. I never would have sat there and expected that because I think we had just started like to become friends. And I remember you were DMing me about your Resident Evil. I think it was the
Probably
Resident Evil
Resident Evil 2.
remake. Yeah, and
Or
you
4
were talking
remake,
about
or
the
yeah.
super runs for that one, and I was just kind of like, I didn't expect this because you told me you only played games in story mode. you're playing a game on hard, and he was like, I don't know, man. I just love Resident Evil games. So that's my most impressive ones. You and those Resident Evil games. I got to give you total props for those.
I'm going to say for Matt,
fun.
it's
I don't
Final
know
Fantasy
this.
VII Remake because that platinum is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
thank you.
And I'm amazed that you even
Thank
have that.
Total props. That would have been an honorable
I'm
mention.
amazed myself. Yeah, I'm amazed myself. I didn't think I could do it, but thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Also, I just would like the audience to note that as soon as I told everyone in the Discord that I was no longer playing Final Fantasy X, Awesome Dave immediately chimed in and said, well, if you didn't like Final Fantasy X, I have the Final Fantasy game for you. And then he put a gif of Squall in the chat. Just throwing it out.
Of course.
Although to Awesome Dave, unbeknownst to Awesome Dave, last year during the holidays, I tried to play Final Fantasy VIII again, and I did not like it.
Oh.
I did not
It's
get
still
very far
cheeks.
before I was just
It's
like,
still
forget
cheeks.
about it.
Darn.
Forget about it. I'm done. The second they gave me I had to go in and draw some magical spells and sit there and grind that.
No,
I was
thank
like,
you.
Forget about it. I'm never
No,
going to
thank
play
you.
this game again. All right.
You tried.
Next up, we got Tim Paullin who says, "Hey, PlayStation Drive, my first platinum was Rocket League
Okay.
on August 5th, 2015. Hardest trophy was to drive 500 miles in the game. Didn't use the rubber band trick either. We had a group that played every Thursday night, kind of like meeting at the bar to play darts or billiards. My platinum question to you all, though, is what is your rarest platinum trophy? For me, it's Drive Club. According to PlayStationProfiles.com, Unite in speed is 4.21% earned. Have a great show. I forgot to look
Nice.
this up.
Nice.
What are your rarest platinums, you guys? Do you know?
Mine was for the division, the first one, the Platinum Agent Trophy. 1.8% have earned that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it a hard platinum to get, or like why do you think it's so
I
rare?
don't want to say it's hard. It's just involved, I guess is the best way to kind of put
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's been a long time since I played the first division. Me and my friends played that one. We enjoyed it. It had its flaws and stuff, but I don't even know what made us go for the platinum. I guess it's just one of those things where we were just like, you know what, this trophy list looks doable, and we just kept at it and got it done. So
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I love this question, Tim Paul, and thanks for asking, because if you didn't ask, I wouldn't have looked. Because I'm very surprised. I mean, okay, I'm not surprised that it is a Resident Evil game that's for this question, but I'm surprised that this Resident Evil game is the rarest platinum that I have. It's Resident Evil 6 platinum for PS3.
Okay.
oh my god,
1.7%. Now, I can tell you, friends, it's not a hard platinum to get. I mean, you have to do hard mode and whatever. I think it's just because the game, as Ron would say, it's cheeks. So
yeah, nobody
everyone who played
finished
it's
it.
like, exactly. And that's what I honestly think. I think people
It
played
was so
it. Like,
bad. They were like, I'm not
not
going to
doing
finish
this.
this game.
yeah, I'm not going to play this game again, because you do have to do multiple runs, especially in hard mode. I think people are like, I'm not playing this game again.
Oh, Matt, you wild. I didn't know you actually. Oh, I didn't know you played that one. I knew you played it.
I did. I played it,
wild.
and then yeah, I was looking at my trophies. I was like, finish it. Let's just tell my best friend, like, just do it together. And he's like, why? And I'm like, it's there. We might as well go get it. And we did. And he's like, He's like, I don't want to do this again. I was like, well,
Oh my
just
goodness.
I have the PS4 version that I'd like to platinum, and he's like, nope, you're on your own for that one. But yeah, 1.7%.
Okay. So believe it or not, my rarest platinum trophy is not Diablo 3 because
Really?
13% of people have it on PlayStation profiles.
Really?
And if I
What?
highlight it
Get
and look
outta
at
here.
it, and on PlayStation itself, it's at 2.8%. But
Wow.
so my rarest platinum trophy is actually Doom 2016 because
Whoa.
only 9% of people have that platinum on PlayStation profiles. And if you look on PlayStation, it's 1.1% have that platinum.
Good Lord mercy.
Because
Wow.
most people don't have the trophy for beating beating one level on the Ultra Nightmare difficulty, which again, enemies spawn behind you
sounds hard.
and you instantly die in one hit. So most people can't get past that first level even on that difficulty. But I have it
punishing.
because I use the speedrunning trick to get through it. So there you go. There's my rarest platinum. But next up, we got the captain who says, "Hi guys, hope everyone has had a good holiday period. Having missed out on getting a question in last week, I'm going to mix it up this week. Is there a game you would trade all of your platinum trophies for to be released this year?" So if we wanted to will a game into releasing this year by giving up all our platinum trophies, which I would be willing to do because I don't need my platinum trophies. If they gave us let's just say like if they gave us a Parasite Eve remake this year, I would give up all my platinum trophies for that easily, no questions asked. Heck, Matt, if they released Resident Evil 9 this year and I knew it was because I gave up all my platinum trophies, I'd give up all my platinum trophies for that because I want to play Resident Evil 9. I'm excited for that game.
Well, Ryan, you're a better person than I am because my answer is absolutely not. There is no game that I would trade all my all of them. Cap, come on. Like, you can take my trash platinums, but all of them? There's no chance. There's no game that's worth all those platinums. There's no way. Like, never. I couldn't even fathom this. I can't even fathom any game that would possibly be worth it. There's no way. And it's funny because I was talking to some friends because I think he's new to the PlayStation ecosystem, and he was talking about how it has that game sharing feature on PS5. Like if you let somebody log in and then you add them as a secondary account and you log back out. And I was like, yeah, but you just have to make sure you trust them with your account and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, what's the big deal? I'm like, well, I'm not gonna trust someone with my PlayStation account. What if you mess it up and then I lose my account and all my platinums? He's like, yeah, but you could say you're paying half price for games. I'm like, I'd rather pay full price and not put my platinums and my PlayStation account that I've had since the PS3 generation at jeopardy. No thanks. I'm sorry, Ryan. You're a commendable person. Me.
See, it's different. It's different for me
selfish.
because most of my platinums are just like games I didn't. I got just by playing the game I was already. Like I never went out of my way for them. I never really got any difficult platinums except for the two that I talked about. So like for me, they're more throwaway than I would imagine for you, where they're sentimental and you put a lot of work into them. So I understand it from that perspective. But Ron, I'm assuming you feel the same way, right?
Yeah, I'm with Matt.
Yes, Ron. That's right. That's right.
The Elden Ring and the seafood trophies alone. I couldn't do it. But then I started to think about it as Ryan was talking about Resident Evil, and I started thinking to myself, like, if Obsidian called me and they were like, Ron, if you give up all your platinum trophies, we'll do an Alpha Protocol sequel.
Yep. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I would probably have to think about this.
Yep.
Okay.
I would have to seriously put thought into if that was
That's exactly
the only
how I
way,
feel, yeah.
if it was the only way I could get an Alpha Protocol sequel, I might have to think about that.
Yep.
But
Same with
cruel
Parasite
universe is
Eve.
that?
If Parasite Eve remake, if that was the only way that would ever happen, I'd be like, yes, please, I'll take all my platinums.
yeah, God, that would cause us. Yeah, I would have to think about that one a lot. But as of first thought, I went mad. No, Sifu and Elden Ring are too important. They're too important. Don't call me Obsidian.
Right.
Don't tease me, please.
Fair enough. And then Captain continues, of course. My favorite platinum came at the start of the year with Crypt Custodians. I went into the game without much expectations and ended up being such an amazing game. When I first looked at the trophy list and saw you had to beat every boss on all difficulties with S+ ranking for the platinum, I thought there was no chance. But after falling in love with the game by the end of it, I knew I had to try for it. So shout out to Captain.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Cap.
Yeah. Now, Jan32 asks a very interesting question in the chat. What if giving up all your platinum trophies brought back Concord?
Yeah, I didn't care about Concord at all. So
I'm sure Luckleth would give up all her platinums for Concord.
yeah, she might. Yeah, she might. But yeah, sorry, John. I didn't care about Concord. It dying doesn't have anything to do with me.
You mean to tell me you didn't rush out to watch the secret level episode about Concord?
No, thank you. No, multi-pass.
Interesting. All right, moving on. We got Ryu, who says, I only have 2 platinums, Elden Ring and Unicorn Overlord. Those are both really hard platinums, both of which I didn't really go out of my way to get. They just kind of happened. What platinum trophy took you the shortest amount of time to get?
Now, hold on. Chris is my guy. We've been friends for a long time, but I had to call him out on this one. You don't just casually just get the platinum in Elden Ring.
Yep. What just does not simply just walk into more.
Yeah.
He's that good, I guess.
Sure there are a few things that you have to get that are pretty tricky in Elden Ring. You'll just walk into that.
Interesting.
According to him, he did. He's that good.
He is that FromSoft guy, but he's just making it seem like, oh, it's okay. It's a cakewalk. Oh God.
So, according to PlayStation PSN profiles, my shortest platinum of all time took me 2 seconds to get, and it was Marvel Spider-Man Remastered.
Oh.
2 seconds,
okay.
because you simply signed into the game and it pops the platinum.
Oh. I didn't think about the auto pops.
They just said shortest platinum, so I took that.
Well, I mean, that counts. That counts.
But if you want a game that doesn't auto-populate, my shortest platinum is Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, which took me 21 minutes and 42 seconds to get.
Okay.
Nice.
Mine's Vimba, 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Okay.
Nice.
Matt, what's your shortest platinum?
I'm gonna exclude the auto pops because there's too many. But
it's just funny to point out that auto pops are a thing.
Yeah, there's I got a bunch of them.
I purposely
I haven't looked, but I'm fairly. You don't do that.
Nah, to me, the auto pops are almost just like the trash tier platinums. I don't have to do anything to get them. It just doesn't feel right. It feels dirty.
Look, I earned that platinum.
Important.
But still, how long is Hannah Montana? That takes about half an hour to get that one.
That's right. Some effort into that one, McBeal. That's right.
Yeah, I can't do the auto pops, man. No.
Yeah.
I haven't checked, but I'm pretty confident it's Beaver Fun, and I feel like that was like 20 minutes or something. Because even like the My Name Is Mayo trilogy, like that's a lot of tapping. You gotta tap that jar quite a bit.
I was gonna say because I have My Name Is Mayo as well, and that one for me took.
But it takes longer than 20.
31 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's what I was gonna say. There's a lot of jar tapping. Yeah, but Beaver Fun. I got some other trash ones, Ron. You can take a look.
Oh, I know. I was looking at your True Trophies list, and I almost threw up.
I got a few trashy ones in there.
Oh, yeah. I think so disgusted.
I think so.
I have a lot of visual novel ones, which are also fast ones too. But all right, next up, moving on, we got Kiku who asks, "What's the longest you've been away from home? Do you take games with you wherever you travel?" When I first went across the country to stay with my then boyfriend, who's now my husband, for 5 months to see if I still liked him, if I had to be around him every day, I packed my PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, PSP, and DS all in one carry-on bag, which airport security did not appreciate. I also had my TV in my checked bag, and it surprisingly survived the trip with no damage. I wasn't about to go nearly half a year without my games. That's a long time to be away from your games. So I hear you on that.
That's a long time. Yeah.
What's the longest we've been away from home? For me, honestly, first of all, I'm not really someone that really travels a whole lot. So I don't really leave. I purposely don't leave my house for very long. Because the only vacation I've been on as an adult was going to Japan for 2 weeks. But I mean, like as a kid, Like we would go on like my dad would insist on going on these like long road trip vacations that would take like 2 months, and I was just like, what are we doing here?
Whoa.
This is ridiculous. To the point where we like the following year after we were old enough, we were just like my older brother and I were just like, look, Dad, we're not coming on this road trip with you. As soon as we go do the one thing we need to go do on this trip, we're going home because this ain't happening. So my brother and I elected to take a 3-day bus ride back from Texas to Canada, and that was the thing. So the longest I've been away from home as a child would have to be about a month and a half. And I made sure to bring all my portable games at the time with me because, to your point, Kiku, I can't survive without games for too long. So I need something to play. So like whenever I travel, I always bring something with me. And as an adult, like I said, the longest trip I've really had has been 2 weeks going to Japan. And I had my PlayStation Vita with me the whole trip. And I made sure I played a bunch of Vita games while I was, visiting Japan. So that's kind of my answer for this. But I'm curious to know what y'all have to say about this.
Matto?
I think the longest I've been away from home is maybe like 2 weeks. And I usually just bring something portable. Like back then, it'd be like the DS Lite, or in this nowadays it would be like the Switch. Just because, I mean, like I'll be quite honest. It's crossed my mind to pack up the PS3 and stuff like that. But number one, I'm not gonna get the wife approval for that because I'll be like, we're on vacation. What are you doing? Number two, it's a lot to bring. It's a lot to bring. So it's usually just the Switch. But you know what? Honestly, friends, like I really miss my PlayStation Portal. I'm not even gonna lie. So,
but you've got a new one coming.
I don't have it. Okay, all right. Let's go back. Let's rewind. So early in the year in December, Ryan was a very, very intelligent person and reminded me that you can buy a Portal. It's not a game. It's not a loophole. So you're fine. So I've got the Portal, and I loved it, friends. Like it's not for everybody, depending on like your lifestyle, playstyle. But for me, like I absolutely adore it. Like just getting that extra half hour, while I'm cooking or just like on the couch. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's playing way more. Like Ron was asking me, like, how'd you get the Until Dawn remake platinum so fast? I was like, dude, the portable, because I was just playing all the time. I was playing in bed, like I was just playing on the couch all the time. And then they finally announced the stunning Midnight Black version. Mm-hmm. It's such a struggle. I was like, I really want this one, but I'm not gonna be double fisting portals. But shout out to Black Wyvern. It's like, just try to return the other one. And I was like, pretty sure it's past the date, but then nope, he was right, because I bought it within that holiday time. They extended the refund date, so I got to return it.
Yeah, they always do
so
for
yes,
like gift returns or whatever, right?
Yes, it's great. Yeah, no questions asked. She just took it. I was like, okay, great, perfect, full refund.
Yeah,
yes, so I have pre-ordered. Yeah, but so I pre-ordered the Midnight Black, but it's coming, but it's like for another month. Like, so now I got no more Portal. So just back to play. It's such a first world problem, I know, but just I miss having my Portal, right? I just miss playing. I miss playing that thing on the bed on the couch.
It'll be back soon. It'll be back soon.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. You're right around the corner.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so nice when you do have it, though. It'll be worth it.
Yes. It'll match my Midnight Black PlayStation 5, my Midnight Black DualSense. I just wish my DualSense charger came in Midnight Black, because it comes in the dual colors, which I hate. Yeah. So Ron, call your boy Herman and tell him to launch a all Midnight Black DualSense charger, because that's what we want.
Now,
it's not happening.
For the fans.
It's not happening.
While you're on the phone with Herman, can you please, for the love of God, ask them to release faceplates for the PlayStation 5 Pro? Because I don't want to have to
look at
white PlayStation 5 Pro forever. I want to put cool faceplates.
You guys are trying to get Herman to block me.
Exactly.
I don't need him to do that.
I love this blue PlayStation 5 Slim. I want to get these faceplates for my Pro.
Yeah, well,
we need plates for the Pro, Herman. Come on, Herman.
One step at a time.
Come on.
One step at a time.
No,
I gotta get Matt unblocked.
We don't need games.
I gotta get Matt unblocked, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
But
we want
the longest for me is when I first went off to college. But I brought my game consoles with me. I was not about to be gone to school for 4 months. I was about 8.5 hours from home. No way. So, yep, they came with me, and I kept them that whole first year of college, because that was not going to happen. gaming is my major hobby, and I was not about to leave that behind.
Yeah. Actually, now that you mentioned that, like I went to the school in Thunder Bay, which, as Matt knows, that's really far away from here.
Very far.
I didn't think about that because like I lived like at the residence there, so it almost felt like I was, living at home. It wasn't really, traveling away from home. But I guess that does kind of count because I was there for a year and a half, and like
Yeah,
you
I would
Ron,
count that.
like we actually drove, like my mom and I kind of drove up to the college because she wanted to drive and see kind of the countryside around Thunder Bay anyways. So we drove like all my stuff there, like my PlayStation and everything. So I had all my gaming consoles with me. In fact, that's where I had the famous story of where I got to the end of Assassin's Creed 2. After you talked about Assassin's Creed 2, it reminded me of it, where I got to the end and then it deleted my save before the final mission.
You told me about that.
And then I never played that game again.
That hurts.
It hurt. It still hurts to this day. But final question this week comes to us from Black Wyver, who asks, "Hope y'all are doing amazingly well. Question for the panel: I've started playing The Plucky Squire. I'm a couple chapters in, but I'm not really feeling the pull that I thought I would get with this game. Have you played this game? What are your thoughts? Have a great week ahead." Black Wyver, I don't have much to say about this game because I played this game for a total of 30 seconds in order to finish a PlayStation campaign for playing a PlayStation Plus game. And it was one of the games listed. So I wanted those extra coins so then I could, buy PlayStation credit.
Extra coins are good.
It's true.
Yeah, the only
I'm
campaigns
saving
do
them
on
up now
PS4.
because I can't buy any games for the next 6 months. So
Just save them up.
I'm
You
gonna
got
have a
time.
big stockpile
Ryan.
of them by the time July runs around.
Yeah, that's good though. You have a chance to use them. They're good.
Absolutely.
They're still good.
Yeah. How about you guys though? Anyone else play the Plucky Squire?
I was interested until those reviews came out, and it was very middling. All of my friends who play it that I talked to about it, they did not seem very high on it. So it was one of those things where I was just kind of just like, I got enough games to play. I think I'm good with giving this one a multi-pass. It was just too much on the fence about it. And usually most of the time, if I'm too on the fence about a game, it usually doesn't work out. So sometimes you got to go with your gut. So took a pass on that one.
Yep. A multi-pass, if you would.
Multi-pass.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, Black Wyver. Looks like none of us on the panel played this game because I haven't played it myself, so I can't really share any thoughts on it. But
This was
sounds
at a
like
point
if you're
last
not-
year where you couldn't buy games. So
that's also true. That's also true. And yeah, if you're not getting the pull, I don't know. If it was me and I'm not getting the pull after a few hours, it's time to move on. You got that backlog to go back to. Time's precious. Not having fun. What's the point?
yeah. That's what the front
Agreed.
log's for. You just go get games from your front log and play those
Oh
instead.
boy. Nope.
No, from the backlog. The back.
Yeah.
Backlog.
Just the back room. Yeah, because when this game came out, like there was no chance I was going to play it because that's when I had my code for Metaphor. So there was no way I was putting Metaphor down to play this game. And and like when even when the holiday season came out, I was just like, well, I'm playing all these games that I missed when Metaphor and Dragon Age came out. So like I was like playing all the games I kind of missed, and this was not one of them. For the reason you talked about, Ron, where like the reviews kind of the negative reviews kind of killed it for me, where I was just like, after reading some of what people's complaints are with that game, I was just like, I can already tell I'm not going to enjoy this game. So
Yeah, same. It wasn't about the score. I read through every single summary on OpenCritic, and it's just, man, I was just like, yeah, this is not sounding for me.
Yeah, I might play it eventually down the road, but like not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I've got so many RPGs I gotta finish this year, and other games as well. But anyways, this has been the PlayStation Drive. Of course, before we close out the show, though, we need to think of our patrons. We're patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on our podcast, as well as the Xbox Drive. You can find the link tree for his music over at linktr.ee/pme.jib. In fact, he released a new album over the holidays, me, myself, and I. It's a pretty good album. You should go listen to it over on his link tree. So shout out to JB, who, by the way, is super excited for the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC, which is coming out this week. It looks really epic. We've also got Cwagmire, who reminds it that the best babes are, in fact, Xenobabes. And TechMike, who says whether you're Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart.
That's right.
Thanks to all our
Arginians
platinum-
unite. Yeah.
It's not. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Please.
I just read the paper as it's written. Matt. Links
That's
to all of
not
our
how it's
ultimate
written.
producers
Ryan said it right. What's the problem?
can always be found in the description of our podcast. Our platinum producers, Smokin Joe, Solo, the captain in Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1330, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, John 32, Ligerwoods 330, OldMrFrump, Patrice Mallette, Peje, Shane Erickson, Stephen Keller, TheDonRob, the Jiggy Collector, and Toxic. Huge thank you to all of our friends over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. If you want to head on over there and check it out, make sure to choose the tier that's right for you. And now, Ron Plugs go.
Savoy Prime on all the things. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, PSN Profiles, True Trophies, Backlogged, Blue Sky, and then Savoy_Prime on Twitter.
And Matt, how about you?
You can find me as Nagachaka on Blue Sky, Twitter, and PSN. If you really want to see egregious platinum trophies, add me on PSN. Look it up. You can see what Ron's talking about. You'll be disgusted. You might want to
Hide those things. Hide those
But
things
also
away.
so proud of him at the same time for taking the time to get those.
Oh,
as well.
You know, we can add to that collection, Matt. I've got a list of games you could play.
Excellent.
don't
Excellent.
dare.
Oh man, we could take the list even further, Ron. It'd be great. You can also find Fuya over on the Discord as Foolish Fuji. She's also that on pretty much everything out there, including foolishfuji.com, her website, and of course, foolishfuji.card.co.
Card, baby.
Card.co. Since Fuya wasn't here, we wanted to make sure to give her a shout out
That's right.
as well.
Shout out to Fulia.
Because you can't find me anywhere. I'm not on social media or anything like that. You can find me in the Discord, I guess, at Ryan Turford. I'm also on Backlogged.
I'm about to say, you can find you on Backlogged, yeah.
Yeah, because people have been seeing, I've been posting little mini reviews of every game I have played this year. I've been doing kind of like my running tally there, including all the games I've abandoned, which people, I always love it when I post a new review on Backlogged and I get like the best, only the best comments on some of those reviews, including the Final Fantasy X one, which people did not like when I had to say it.
Oh boy.
So shout out to everyone who's
can
followed me on
only imagine.
Backlogged. I've been posting stuff there, and like I said, I'll be posting stuff about Romancing Saga 2 there when I finish it. But for Matt, Fulia, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This has been the PlayStation Drive episode 182, and we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios, friends. Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description.